Salutations! Welcome back to my channel, where I read the actual words from old newspapers. So have a seat, sit back, and relax while we read a newspaper together. We will be reading the Oregon State Journal, dated December 1st, 1883. A Mississippi paper says that while some persons were boring an artesian well in Lee County, that state, they found a log 325 feet under the earth, which was in a fair state of preservation and resembled poplar. Hackmatack, a lasting and fragrant perfume, price $25 and 50 cents, sold by Osborne and Company, Eugene City. Housemaid. It does my heart good to see you and the baby together. It's a pretty picture. Sure, and she's the image of you. Fond mother. But they all say that he looks like his father, Mary. Housemaid. Bless your soul, Mum. He's not good looking enough for that. Remington Guns. We have the largest and best equipped armor in the world, and consequently the best of facilities for manufacturing and testing firearms. We have made over 1 million military rifles. What makes you so blue? Said Pat to Mike. Begorra, and you'd look blue too if you came home and found your wife in bed with spinal meningitis. Be heavens! I'd have shot the bloody Italian. The firemen's reception at their hall last Friday evening was largely attended and was a most pleasant affair. The Eugene City Band discoursed some pleasant music in the early part of the evening. The hall was brilliantly illuminated and was admired by all. It is the nicest hall in the city. The engine was run into the truck room, and those that indulged in Terpsichorean art were afforded the pleasure. Dancing was kept up until the small hours. A California paper says Sacramento is overrun with hoodlums. Too many Chinamen and too much opium smoking is what is ruining the young people of this coast. About 1/2 of the young people of San Francisco are said to be opium fiends, utterly worthless and a curse to society. Portland and even the interior towns of Oregon are becoming infected with the terrible blight. Drinking saloons are temples of morality, and drunkards are models of virtue, compared with the ruin caused by this habit, if all accounts be true. Ooh, a recipe for apple custard. 3 cups of applesauce, 1 pint of milk, 4 eggs, flavor and bake. The wonderful gopher. 4 businessmen sat in a 3rd Avenue car on the way downtown. Looking up from his newspaper, one of them said, "Here's an item that says gopher holes make horseback riding dangerous on the plains. Now, I'd like to know what a gopher is anyway," looking around inquiringly. "A gopher is a striped squirrel," said a tall man in a tone of quiet assurance. "You are mistaken, sir," said his neighbor. "A gopher is a land turtle that burrows." "I shall have to differ from you, gentlemen," interposed the 4th man. "A gopher is neither a striped squirrel nor a turtle. It is a kind of rat." A man on the opposite seat who had listened to the conversation with evident interest said, "Excuse me, gentlemen, but you are mistaken. A gopher is a snake. I've killed lots of them, and I know what I'm talking about." It was agreed that a Webster dictionary should settle the dispute. Gopher, here it is, said one of the men as he ran his finger down the page. Gopher, an animal of several different species. The name was originally given by French settlers to many burrowing animals from their honeycombing the earth. In Canada and Illinois, the name was given to a gray burrowing squirrel. West of the Mississippi and in Wisconsin, to a striped squirrel. In Missouri, a common species is a pouched rat of a reddish or chestnut brown color with broad mole-like forefeet. In Georgia, a snake is called by the same name, and in Florida, a turtle. Gentlemen, it appears we are all right and all wrong, but we have at least learned something. Ranchers and farmers, attention! George A. Davis and Company, number 12 California Street, San Francisco, are manufacturer agents for the Pacific Coast for the very best lines of farming implements. Send to them for their catalog. Some wonderful bustles. The ingenuity of the young lady of the day isn't fully appreciated. Monday, there was a big excursion from the collar shops to Saratoga. Hundreds of Troy's pretty young ladies went to Saratoga. The sky threatened rain. The young ladies wore bustles. Perhaps there was no connection between the treatment weather and the bustles, and perhaps there was. Shortly after the excursionists reached Saratoga, the rain began to pour. Many of the young ladies with their escorts were seated in the parlor of a hotel when the rain began to fall. The prospect was dismal as viewed from the hotel windows. Within it seemed sad, too. The airy and tasty dresses of the excursionists must be spoiled by a venture upon the street. Umbrellas were few and far between, and there seemed to be a dearth of outside coverings. But witness the ingenuity of the young ladies of the day. As if by preconcerted action, the young ladies arose one after the other and left the parlor. In a few minutes they returned. All wore gossamer cloaks, but the bustles were gone. Wood, wheat, oats, or hay taken on subscription for the journal and in payment of old accounts. Persons intending to pay their subscription in wood are requested to deliver it as soon as possible, as we must lay in a supply before the rainy season begins.